Hello, my name is Matas. Today we'll be cooking a French toast with a mixed berry compote. I love this dish. It's super easy to make and tastes great. And we'll be using Ciarra's Professional Series range hood and Induction cooktop. Today for the berry compote, we're gonna be using 3 cups of mixed berries. You can use fresh or frozen. I decided to go with frozen today. You're gonna need 3 tablespoons of orange juice, a small knob of ginger, about 1 tablespoon, and a little bit of sugar, around 1 tablespoon. So what I usually like to do when I peel ginger is to use a spoon. I mean, different people have different methods. This is just what works for me. I just grab it and I start pushing against the skin in a downward motion, and it just really easily peels off that layer of skin on the ginger. So ginger is an optional ingredient, but I really do like the aroma and flavor it brings to the mixed berry compote. I think that it brings out the flavor in the berries and also just gives this like kick of freshness that I really like. We need about 1/4 teaspoon of the ginger, so it's really not that much, just a little bit to get that flavor. All right, next we're gonna just throw in the fruit. And we're gonna move over to the Ciarra cooktop. All right, so we're gonna turn on the Ciarra Induction cooktop. Great at heating up quickly, and we're also using their Beyond Cookware, which comes in a really nice midnight blue color. It's non-stick. Also is really quiet on the Induction burners, unlike a lot of other brands. We're gonna turn on the Professional Series range hood. We'll just put it on 1. So for this recipe, I decided to use frozen berries just because they're quick and easy, they're really colorful, and it's great. You can also use fresh berries, which is another great option. There's just a little more prep involved. But if you're trying to save on time, then this is a great way to just quickly make the compote, and it's just as flavorful. So now we're just gonna break up the berries a little bit, mush them. You kind of want them to be smashed a little bit, just so you can pour over the compote once your French toast has been finished. So we're just gonna stir it around briefly. The berries are still kind of frozen, so we want them to get to a more thawed consistency, and then it'll start looking more like a compote. Now that the fruit has thawed a little bit, we're going to pour in the 3 tablespoons of orange juice. We're gonna give it a little mix, see where the berries are at. Yeah, it's getting close to the consistency that we want with the mashed berries. While we wait for this to simmer, we're gonna start working on the French toast. So for the ingredients for the French toast, I got a loaf of bread from a local bakery. It's a soft cream bread, which should work really well for the French toast. We're gonna be using some vanilla extract, some sugar, 1 tablespoon, 4 eggs, 3 tablespoons of butter divided into 1 tablespoon chunks, and 3/4 cup of milk. I used whole milk today. All right, so I'm gonna be using a shallow pie dish to coat the pieces of bread in the egg mixture. This usually works really well. You can also use a pasta bowl or something that's shallow that you can just dip the bread pieces in, flip them over, and then move them to a non-stick pan. So first we'll start by cracking the eggs in. So we're just gonna whisk the egg. The saucepan is doing a great job. It's not sticking to, the berries are not sticking, even though they're getting to like this really nice consistency. You kind of want something like this just so you could pour it over the French toast and like actually get like some chunks of berries, but they're also kind of smushed. It's really nice. Plus the orange juice and the ginger bring out some great flavor. So we're just gonna add in the sugar and then mix it in, and then we'll set it to the side while we work on the French toast. Let's give it a little taste. It's good. It's really good. Oh, that's actually pretty fire. Wow, delicious. We'll put it on the back burner for now. Okay, let's get back to this. All right, now that we've whisked the eggs, we're just going to add the vanilla extract, sugar, and milk. We need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. gonna add 1 tablespoon of sugar and 3/4 cup of milk. Next, we're going to just whisk it once more just to get an even consistency before we start dipping our toast into it and making the French toast. Cool. That looks good. Now let's move this over by the Ciarra Induction Cooktop. So we're going to be using Ciarra's frying pan. So it's part of their Beyond Cookware collection as well. It's a great frying pan. The nonstick is amazing, and it's similar to the saucepan where it's very quiet on the Induction cooktop. So we're gonna just turn that on, set it to medium, and we're gonna add a knob of butter, just 1 of the tablespoons, and let that melt. So while I wait for the butter to melt, the cooktop actually has 9 different heating levels. So you can either, sear on a high level or cook at a lower temperature. So right now I'm just trying to melt the butter, so I'm on medium. But if I wanted to sear a steak on like a stainless steel pan, then I would turn it up to 9. And it even has a boost option. So if you're trying to boil water, it boils significantly faster than it would without it. So now the butter has started to foam. So that's how we know when we can start adding the bread to the pan. So my mom actually used to make something like French toast growing up, although it was kind of different. It wasn't sweet. I know a lot of French toast is generally sweet. It was more of just like bread dipped in egg situation, and it was really, really good actually. I enjoyed it. All right, so once it's kind of soaked in some of that egg mixture, not too much, we're just gonna add it into the pan. And you can hear it start to sizzle. It's really sounds great. So we're gonna let this sit for about 3 to 4 minutes and let it cook so it's golden on one side, and then we'll flip it over and finish it on the other for another 3 to 4 minutes. What I really like about the cooktop as well is it provides like a really even heating layer. So if you pair it with the Beyond Cookware, it works even better. So right now it's cooking really evenly on the opposite side. And then when we flip it, it'll finish and be really delicious. All right, watch this. Bang. Browned and delicious. I could have done that smoother, but you know what? It was still pretty cool. So both sides are nice, and you could probably peek under there. See, they're nice and browned. So we're just gonna take it out and plate it for now while we cook the other ones. All right, so the second one's done. We're just gonna place it directly on top of the first. Yep, looks really, really good. Up next, we're gonna add our berry compote. So I had that on low back here, just so it would stay warm. I'm gonna grab a spoon. Just mix it up a little bit. Want to be careful with the metal on the nonstick. I'm just gonna start placing it on top. Add as much or as little as you would like. I like a little bit more. And then of course, how am I gonna have French toast without my maple syrup? So that's maple syrup. Just a little bit, because we don't want to overdo the sweetness. Yum. Get some of that berry compote with the maple syrup. Get a nice little slice. A corner here. I'm a corner guy. I like corners. I like French toast, and that's some really good French toast. The berries come through. I get a little bit of that ginger, the orange, maple syrup, of course. The bread is cooked super evenly thanks to the Ciarra cooktop and their Beyond pans. And overall, it's a great breakfast option. So if you guys are ever interested in trying some French toast with berry compote, I highly suggest this recipe.